Good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope that you've had a wonderful week ahead of you prior to getting back to this Monday again. I love Mondays. It gives me an opportunity to be able to talk with those that I am being able to assist. Get some good rest over the weekend and then get back to the grind. And that grind, being able to help, to assist those that are seeking to get certified and your Texas exam. And so I just want to make sure that you had a great week, and I hope that you did. Please drop some comments about what your week was like, and definitely what you're planning for this week. As you know, from those who have seen our title for this week, we're going to be completely engulfed with what fills your cup. So my goal today is to help you to create personal growth goals and before fall. The summer is upon us. The season is upon us. We know that this time of the year where most of us who are, those of you who are new educators, and even some seasoned ones are thinking about how to do it better for the next school year. So 2025, 2026 is fastly approaching your mind. And I want you to know that this session is all about you. It's all about you. Before we talk about test prep, before we talk about a to-do list, before we get into this discussion on the things that you should have in mind, I want to talk about you and your goals. So my goal tonight is to talk about why you matter, what real balance is as an educator, and how to create realistic, heart-centered growth goals for this season. And so the focus really is going to be investing in you. Without an investment in you, you cannot continue to be the giver that you are and give to other people and still be well in yourself, okay? To be well in your body, to be well in your spirit, to be well in your professional and personal goals. We've talked this summer about many different things, but tonight I really believe that I'm going to give you some good information about making certain that you take care of four distinct areas of your life. And maybe not areas of your life, but four unique frameworks that I believe that are important for you to not burn out. So in talking about burning out, we have balance and we have burnout. When you have unchecked stress, and this is just not about the school year, but just focusing on being an educator, it shows up in many different ways. And I have three of those ways on the screen right now. One of the ways it shows up as a poor classroom management. Many of the people who are trying to assist you to get your classroom work together and making certain that you are on the right track, they see you as not having good classroom management. That's one way that it shows up. Another one shows up with low engagement. And I'm not talking about student engagement. I'm talking about your engagement. Your engagement level with others is low, even could be low with your kids because of the stress that you're feeling. And lastly, imposter syndrome. I'm not going to pretend to be a therapist or talk to you on those lines, but I will say that if you're feeling any of these feelings, get with your mentor, if you have one assigned to you, and talk to them about ways that you want to improve as soon as the school year starts. Start researching some things that you've seen in other people's classrooms that can assist you in being better, having a better school year. And of course, we'd love to provide you with assistance. We do have coaching packages here at TTIS. And we often go on the campus to assist those who are prepping for their test exam, but we also walk into your classroom to help you to manage you with your management style and things of that nature. So Definitely not out of our league, but again, get with someone. We need, if I don't remember to say this, we need accountability partners, people who are invested in improving us, seeing that we grow and doing better in life, period. So we talked about the unchecked stress and how things show up in our lives. And now I want us to focus on what's something that fills your cup outside of teaching. Teaching is a profession. And I will say that again, teaching is a profession. But sometimes I know for a fact, as an elementary educator, people wrap our identity in the fact that we are a teacher. There are other things that you have in your repertoire, other things that you want to explore, other things that you care about besides just teaching. So sometimes those things get off balance, and it's important for us as educators to get them back in balance, or to create a routine, as I will say, to stay in balance. I don't know who said it, but there's a quote that says, you can't pour from an empty cup. And I can pour, I can turn it over, but nothing's going to come out. And so emptying out ourselves as educators is not the way to go. It is not wise. And there is a way to achieve the balance that you want to achieve. But as you see here on my thing, on my screen, that puzzle pieces, what are the pieces that put together make you feel whole? And connecting with those things that make you feel whole. Okay. So that's really what our central conversation is going to be about. I said earlier about the cup being empty, you can't pour from it. And that's why taking care of you matters. Okay. I don't have a setup here that talks about taking care of you, but taking care of you, it matters. How you operate in your classroom, your happiness, your contentment, your joy, your resilience when things come up against you, because they will. All of those are why you matter. Because the school year is shaped around so many different things, but a lot of them comes from you, your inner being, your inner hopes, your decimals of how you're feeling. So teaching is deeply personal work. I don't buy into this idea, and I push against this idea that teaching is all that you are. We are people, men and women from all walks of life, that have so many other things going on within us and so many gifts that we have not tapped into, that is a fallacy. And I want to make sure that I say that. So tonight's conversation is framing around your personal growth, because it's not a luxury. It's not, something that you can do or you can't do. It's something that must be done. Otherwise, that other portion that I talked about will definitely be your lot, and we don't want that. Okay. So as always, my name is Tamara Gibson. I'm the owner of TT Innovative Solutions, and truly my goal is always to come to you with things that will help you think about where you are in life, where you are in your profession, and make necessary changes if need to be in order to get better at being you as an educator, being you as whatever your title is. I love to start out by saying that I'm the CEO, because that was something that I really wanted in my heart. But I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm a daughter, I'm a child, I'm a believer, all of those things. And so the wholeness of me matters, and the wholeness of you matters as well. So if there's some things floating in your head about what fills your cups outside of teaching, this is a great time to jot those things down. Don't overthink it. Just write the things that make that fill your cup. Write them down and kind of explore them as we go along and we talk about some different things. Most importantly, the framework I'm going to talk to you about. Personal growth framework. We need to develop a plan, one that works for you. As I said, we talk about the whole child in education and teaching the whole child. Well, I want you to think about the whole you. I want you to be clear about the fact that none of this is something that you should be trying to do on your own. Of your own recognizant if there are some areas of growth. We definitely want to do that. And I'm going to kind of share some personal things about each one of these areas. I put them together with just little icons or as an acronym, but them together doesn't spell anything out except cup. And I wanted to make sure that you knew that you matter. And I'm going to say that quite a bit tonight. But the first one I want to talk to you regarding this framework, and they're all the ones that are in white on my screen, is emotional wellness. This is managing your stress, establishing boundaries, making sure that you are protecting your peace. There's lots of different things that goes on in the building, lots of demands, and fall is coming very quickly. And we need to make sure on this day, the end of this month, that we're starting to think forward on how to establish healthy boundaries, manage our stress. And there are various ways for you to be able to do that. I'll suggest some out as we go, but one of the ways that I knew that I was when I was managing my stress well, I would simply just tell people no regarding my time. There is time that's the district that you work for, school that you work for are going to ask you to do things that are optional. And there are times when you need to say no. I'm not talking about things that are given and must be done. I'm speaking about outside engagements that don't jive with your emotional wellness and you managing your stress. Don't push past those limits and try to get yourself into things that will require more of you and you're already feel limited in your feelings. Professional confidence is your area of improvement or personal growth in that area. Test prep. Our company provides test preparation. We assist you with several different exams. On our list of them is EC through 6th grade, 391. We've added a new one, Social Studies 118. We have 293. STR, PPR 160, that will soon be changing to 186. And I know I'm forgetting one. Oh, special education, 161. Those are our central ones that we handle, but test prep is part of that professional confidence, building your confidence, getting yourself prepared to get your certification, your understanding of the pedagogy. That's the title of my series. It's the pedagogy for me. Because if you understand the pedagogy and how to teach and train a child and learn the techniques needed for test strategies as you take these exams, you'll do very well. And then, of course, I can't leave it out, classroom management. I talked about that as being one of the stressors. You can have all of the book sense that you can acquire. But until you place certain strategies in practice for classroom management, things will continue to happen chaotically in your setting. So building your professional confidence, or is it emotional wellness that you need to be focused on? And then creative outlet. So we have hobbies. talents, non-teaching type of passions that we have in our hearts to do. I thoroughly enjoy designing things. I don't always have the time to do it to the extent that I would like, but I set time. I love to journal. I love to read. What are your loves? Is there a creative outlet that you need to be tapping into so that you're balanced properly as the school year gets ready to begin? Plan them out. Have an idea. I love outdoor music. Every year, I make sure that I know the Miller Outdoor Theater's schedule because I'm going to make it sometime. Um, Different concerts that you can attend, plays, festivals. Plan your creative outlets out. And maybe it's just you going to create. You've got a sewing machine at home and you haven't went to go get the things necessary in order to sew. Get what you need. And then the last one that I want to mention in this personal growth framework is purpose alignment. Reflections on why you teach. Why did you get into this profession? I got into it because I loved to see little kids. Uh, Eyeballs light up, inquisition be answered. It was an adrenaline maker for me. I know exactly why I'm in this thing to teach. Another part of me being in teaching was I wanted a stable, well-paying job that had certain off times. What is your reason? Why you teach? What is your legacy that you want to leave? What joy do you find in doing the work? Maybe that's the area that you need to focus on. So again, I ask, which of these areas need your attention right now before fall comes? Which of these are the most out of line and out of balance? And you need to make it a focal point so that you are prepared for the coming school year and all of the things that are included in you making a great 2025-2026. Now, I'm still crushing a goal for 2025. That's always going to be our goal. Focus on this year, but of course we want to plan to ensure that we're going to have a great next year. You can look back over some things that have happened and already know which areas that you want to work on. So is it emotional wellness? Is it professional confidence? Is it your creative outlet? Or is your purpose alignment? And so I'm going to give you some ways in order to fill your cup for you to learn how to keep the things that you love in balance. We've got our families, we've got our professional life, and each one of them a balance. We're trying to create a balance. I didn't always do it very well when I was a first new educator coming from physical education into the classroom. I was engrossing myself into all of the material because I didn't want to let the kids down. I didn't want to let the people that were giving me an opportunity down. And I knew that I was in a tested grade. So I went straight to a tested grade. So I spent a lot of my time in the school, giving all of my time over, and I wasn't well balanced. And it took some time before I was well balanced. So personally, I reflected on what activities restore me. Those were the things that I mentioned before: live music, being able to go to my spiritual areas, attending services and making certain that that was a part of what I did, and giving time to my kids. I had a clause that once we made it home, I wouldn't work on anything else until they were asleep. And I was still off balance with that too, but I did give them their time when they hit the car, So what activities restore you? Reflecting on that. And then which of those areas that I talked about before do you really need to focus on? And I would say pick one. Sometimes we want to go, no, we want to pick all four, but pick one that's really off balance and you need to think about it. I had the pleasure of helping a campus with their classroom management a couple of years ago. And I would walk into their classrooms and I could tell which of the ones had certain areas that they needed to focus on. I gave them suggestions, but as always, it is up to you whether you're going to take sound advice or whether you're going to continue to work as you're working and then eventually, hopefully, find another way to cope or leaving the profession. I'm here to talk to you about preventing that. So, as a new educator, and that's who I'm talking to, I'm not talking about just fresh, brand new. I'm talking to anyone that is under 6 years or less in education. Something to me, for me, magically happened about year 5. But for those who are under that time, or you are still alternative certification, where some things you don't have a full grasp on, what's your focus areas? Pick one. And then plan to refill your routine through habits, or what I like to call cup fillers. You create those boundaries that we talked about, create those routines. Are you an early morning riser and you're going to get there early, but leave on time? Are you one that gets there right at the time that the door is open and need a little time afterwards to prep? Don't let it extend for a very long time. You know, stay after school, 30, 40 minutes, clean up, do what you need to do, and be out the door. Set a good routine for yourself, because then you can work on one of those 4 areas. Having those things in mind. Are you a person that loves to cook? Does that bring you joy? Is that your creative outlet? Well, if you're staying at the campus all the way until they close and put you out of the building, then oftentimes you're going to go run to get something to eat, and it's not what you want, and it's not by your hands. So again, just kind of thinking really about the way in which you can fill your cup and continue to fill your cup. So, you know, like sometimes we go and we get a refreshment and it feels really good for one as we, you know, drink it down. And then we think about that drink because it was so refreshing, but we never go back to it. So that's why I say plan your refill routine. So if it can't be once a week, can it be twice a month? Can you, if you're a painter, can you go twice a month and give yourself that opportunity, that time? Are you a person that likes to have certain things organized a certain way? Can you plan it that way so that it becomes a habit? I read a book very recently about habits and how we can change them for the good. Some bad habits, some good habits. And I won't go too deep into that until maybe I'll talk about it some other time. But the book was absolutely wonderful with the ideas that were given regarding us changing our routines to fit what we really want. So again, goal setting. When I set a goal and obtain it, then maintain it. Okay, so habits and cup filler. And then what exactly does this look like? I gave you some from my own personal life, and then I kind of made up some characters to help you to focus on what it might look like. So if we're looking at Jessica and we're thinking about Jessica, she's an alternative math teacher, certification math teacher. Her focus is on emotional wellness. Her goal, she's not going to use technology after 9 p.m. This is going to improve her sleep. Would that help you? I don't know if you're having trouble with that. The strategy in this is using some sort of wind down playlist, journaling maybe, reading, and then being able to settle down so that you can get a good night's sleep. Then Marcus. Marcus is a special education teacher, also alternative certification, looking to improve his professional confidence. Wants to master 3 behavioral strategies before August, to try them, to see how they will work for him when he's in the classroom. And this strategy should be used at least 2 times a week. And maybe in that, he's researching 2 times a week, looking for maybe podcasts that will help, or some light reading that will assist with gaining that goal. Remember, he's building his professional confidence. And I will interject this. There was a year that I was I wasn't self-contained, I'm sorry. I was a team partner, and I had 2 classes, 40 plus kids, that I was their language arts instructor. I love language arts, by the way. And it was very stressful trying to teach them to write, because I was not a confident writer. So I used the summer. It wasn't my whole summer, but I used the summer to attend a training. I believe it was called Avados. To the point now that single summer that I put in the work has helped me all throughout my career, and has allowed me to write my own book and with confidence. So we can definitely find ways to build our professional confidence by seeking out very good training. Okay, very good training. And then we have Alejandra. She's an alternative certification bilingual educator, and her focus is creative outlet. That's the focus that she's going to be on. She's decided that she's going to restart going back to photography, and one of the hobbies in which she really enjoys, taking a photo walk. So now we're adding exercise in there too as a outlet. But again, it looks like you focusing on the goal, having a strategy that goes along with it, and then keeping that habit going. And it doesn't have to be something that's going to cost you a lot of money. In the examples that I gave you, the Abados training that I took, it was free that year. I went through with my school district. And Jessica's opportunity, it was simply making a playlist and pencil and pen for journaling. In Marcus's, it was the podcast. There are plenty of free podcast listings and articles that are free. And then with Alejandra, maybe the cost of her getting a camera if she didn't have one, but we can use our cell phone. And whatever gas cost it is if she's going to drive out to a particular park. So these ways, these opportunities that we have, they're easy for us to be able to do. But we have to be cognizant of it. So I really want to implore you to build your own 4-week growth plan. We've got 4 weeks before August is here, and we've got some time to put this regimens into practice. As always, I am very thankful that you took the time out to watch this video. Please connect with us through ttinnovate.com. That's our website. We also have a mailing list that will be sending out some monthly and weekly mails about what's going on our side in regards to test preparation, classroom management, coaching, all of the things that we cover here at TTIS. We'd love to receive an email from you if you had a particular question, or drop them in the show notes tonight. Oftentimes what I've seen for many of the people that follow me is they don't really want other people to know what they're going through. But I think that it is a way to bust open that fear if you reach out. And it doesn't have to be to me. I would love for it to be, We are connected through several social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. I have a LinkedIn page, and here on YouTube. And you can find us at TT Innovates. Please consider subscribing and liking our information. But we definitely want to offer you an opportunity to fill your cup. You matter. What you have going on right now, the stresses that I've seen and talked about last week, you are fully capable of passing your certification exam, of doing well in your classroom, but it takes time, preparation, discipline, and dedication. And we're here to help. So have a great rest of your evening. I can't wait to see you again next week, where we will chat again lightly about some topic regarding helping you to be a better you. Have a great week.